Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Or for those of you that are new here, welcome. My name is Chelsea and we are here just to be the best versions of ourselves, find some self-love, all of that good stuff. And if that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right place. Today, we're going to focus on how to find our soulmate or how to find our romantic relationship, whatever I've ended up titling this video. Do you know what? I didn't realise until recently how important it is to actually love yourself and be fully in tune with yourself before finding that relationship. So I'm going to teach you all the ways in how you're going to go about attaining this and just maybe give you some food for thought, basically. So I hope you're all settled. The first thing we're going to do is to focus on loving yourself first. Now, just don't click off the video yet because I don't think you realise how important it is. You know what's crazy is that everyone used to tell me, you can't have a relationship if you don't love yourself, you know? And as RuPaul said, how in the hell are you going to love somebody if you can't love yourself? How in the hell are you going to love somebody else if you can't love yourself? That's how it goes, right? And it's so true. I've been in relationships where I have not fully loved myself, and guess what? It didn't work out because they treated me exactly the way that I treated myself, which was not well. So in order to love yourself, you need to find out all the things you like, take yourself on lots of solo dates and schedule time for yourself, because that's how you're going to be so in tune with yourself, what you love doing, what you enjoy. It's how I learned to trust myself, is by knowing that I'm doing the things that I enjoy and I'm living for the purpose of enjoyment. And if you don't do all these things that you enjoy with yourself, then how are you going to know what you enjoy or what you want from a partner? For example, I know that I love traveling and going on holiday, so I can do that by myself, and I have done that by myself. And doing those things teaches me other things that I love about myself. Once you truly love yourself and value spending time with yourself, is when your person is going to come in for you. And remember that when you do find that relationship, the self-love doesn't end there, because if it does, then your value and love for yourself that you don't have is going to then reflect into that relationship, and then that's when things might start to crumble and everything, your whole world is going to revolve around that relationship. So just imagine that you've worked really hard, you've built a house, and this house is your self-love, and it's got all of the things that you enjoy, all of your values and morals and personal time for yourself. And then by not abiding to that or not giving yourself that time, for example, when you're in the relationship, you still need to commit to those things. So for example, every week you're going to go to a dance class or a gym, whatever it is you like to do. If you stop doing that, you're essentially knocking down a brick or a wall in your house, which is not great, because imagine now you've invited someone into that house that you've built and then the wall falls down. They're not really going to be impressed with that, are they? They're going to be a bit like, oh, this isn't really safe. Maybe if they're letting the wall fall down, then I can maybe knock some walls down as well. When you want a relationship, it can't always come when you want it, because for me, for example, I was wanting a relationship at the wrong time, and I was wanting it for the wrong reasons. So I was, when I wasn't fully loving myself, saying that I wanted a relationship because, you know, everyone wants a relationship. There's nothing wrong with wanting a relationship, but I wanted it for all the wrong reasons. I wanted it to fill a gap and a void in my life and fill the things that I was missing, and that was the wrong thing. And although I was projecting to myself oh, you know, I don't need this relationship, deep down I did, because I wasn't fully in tune with myself and didn't fully respect and love myself, and wanted it to just sort of cover up my free time. Using the house analogy, I've built my house and got my structure in there, so I'm living my life and I'm doing my thing. So when I am now wanting a relationship, it's a want and not a need. Whereas before, yes, it was a need and I felt like I needed it to cover up that time. Now it's a want, and they should fit into my perfect structure as it is. It's not like they're going to be my whole structure and I'm not building my life around them, is what I'm trying to say. And that is how you're going to bring the correct relationship into your life. And when they do come, you're not going to end your self-love there. Like I just said, you will continue and continue to build upon that, learn new things, maybe even learn together, and things in the relationship will teach you some new lessons as well, because you don't want that structure to fall down. When you are, you know, sort of ready for a relationship, write down all of the things that you expect and want from a relationship. We don't just want to say 1, 2, 3, 4 things, you know, that's it, that's what we're going to settle for. You want to create a good list of things. Be what some would call picky. I don't think it's picky, because what's the point in having someone in your life if they don't meet some of your needs and expectations? Because in reality, it's more than likely gonna fail. So for example, I would say before, the things that I wanted was someone funny, loyal, kind, and they will give time and effort to me. Now, be honest, that's bare minimum. That is the bare minimum. If that's what you're asking for, then that is bare minimum, and that's what everyone should put into a relationship. Every single person should be kind. Everyone has some kind of humor, and everyone should be able to give some sort of quality time and consistent effort. That is just a basic relationship and showing basic interest in you, and that is something that anyone can do. Some added things would be, like I said, having ambition. They want to work on self self-improvement themselves. Maybe they share some values with you and beliefs. Financially, you're sort of equal. One of you isn't better than the other. That's what I would say. I wouldn't want a partner that's doing better than me, and I wouldn't want someone that's below me. I want to have some sort of equality. Meets my love language, able to give me what I need in terms of that. I like someone that's like quite independent, someone that is actually dating to marry. I don't want someone that's going to play around, someone that's like loving towards other people, you know, like the list sort of goes on. I'm just trying to give you some sort of example that those things that I said at the beginning are bare minimum, and we should expect more from our partners, to be honest, because why not? You are an amazing person and you deserve so much. When you first meet that person, you're going to be very open and honest, and you're going to tell them exactly what it is that you want, and you're going to be direct. You're not going to say, well, I want this and this value, but you know, if you can't meet that, then I will compromise. No, because if they don't meet the standards that you are setting for yourself and the things that you want, then they simply just don't fit into your life, and that's okay. Maybe you could create a friendship, but I don't think they're going to be romantic for you. Even a friendship may be a stretch, perhaps, because, you know, they might want to push it further than they can and, you know, try their luck. But if you're up and direct at the beginning, you're not going to have any disappointment. There have been so many times when I haven't loved myself fully and been dating people, and then I've compromised and dropped certain standards and things that I wanted, and guess what? It hasn't ended up working out, because further down the line I get fed up with it, and then it just can't work out because we're not aligned and they don't want the things that I want. And I should have just said at the beginning that actually this isn't going to work. It's so tempting sometimes. Even now, sometimes if I talk to someone and they seem perfect in so many ways but they're missing a couple of values, I think, oh, it's only small things. But it's actually not, because in the long run those things are going to be the things that you argue about or can't come to an agreement on, because at the end of the day they told you at the beginning that they couldn't provide those things. So technically I would be in the wrong for accepting that. And also, if they see that you're willing to bend on a couple of things, and they may try and push and want you to compromise on other values, and that's not fair, because you wouldn't expect someone else to compromise their values for you. Well, I wouldn't anyway. I would expect someone to be wholly themselves, and I wouldn't want to change someone for who they are. Also, if you are dropping your values and standards, then you're probably going to attract someone that isn't for you and is low value, and they're not going to reflect and give you the energy that you need. When you're dating, remember that you actually do hold the cards for how someone treats you, and it's like a mirror. So when I am not kind to myself and I don't treat myself the best or see myself in the highest value, and that is exactly what someone else is going to treat me like, and I'm not going to attract a high value partner, because guess what? I'm not one myself. So we attract what we are projecting. It's like a reflection. So when you have these high values and you're acting like a high value person, then that's what you're going to attract. When I didn't love myself, I also attracted the same sort of similar people who were then not able to provide the things that I wanted, because they were not secure or stable in themselves, and they didn't really know what they were wanting or what they were doing. And another point that I wanted to add, which is when I was sort of dating before, you know, over the years, people have always made it seem so confusing and overcomplicated to find a partner, because they say, oh, don't be too needy, don't be too available, but then don't be too distant and far away, because it seems like you're playing games. I realised I'm really overcomplicating this, and it should just come naturally, because here's the thing, yeah, if you really do love yourself and value yourself and have your own genuine life and interest, like I said, you've built your house, you know all the things you love to do, you've got your life structured, it's all looking good, then guess what? When the person asks you to go on a date, or, you know, what they want to talk to you, they want to text you, it isn't that you're going to have to play games to be unavailable, because there are going to be times when you are unavailable anyway, because you're living your life, you know, you're doing your thing, you know, you're generally busy, so you don't have to really even fake like distance, because it just sort of comes naturally, and they can see that, like, oh, this person's got something going on in their lives, makes you seem a bit more interesting, and then the hours or minutes, whatever it is, will pass a bit quicker, and you won't be sort of waiting around like, oh, they're going to text me. No, because you've got higher value, and you don't sit around waiting for someone to text you, because you're already busy living your best life. And again, they are going to be an addition to that. It's not something that you need. So if it doesn't work out, you're not going to be too upset, because you don't put your life and your value in someone else, because you've already got all this other good stuff going on. It's the only time I've ever been needed towards anyone is when I haven't got really a lot going on, and I'm just sort of sitting around waiting to message. But making myself a priority means that other people are not a priority. And you know what they say as well is that when you are so like focused on yourself and happy with your life is when the person comes to you. And I believe that that's right, because it's what's happening sort of now. I'm sort of now coming to like my self-love era, and is it an era? I hope it's an eternity. My self-love, you know, space, and I've started to like, you know, really focus on myself and just not rely on anyone else. Now that's when someone's come into my life and like things are actually starting to go well. Whereas the last guy I was dating, sorry if he ever sees this, it wasn't all his fault, it was my fault too, but like it just was like, I don't even know how to describe it. We can't even put a label on this relationship because I don't know what it was. I was not clear about my values at the beginning or throughout. I think I put put so much energy and prioritize him. Like if there was ever a time he wanted to meet, I would be straight there because I had no other priorities to see to, and I didn't set my intentions, like I said. So I think I just sort of, you know, danced around the subject and went with the flow. And you know what, going with the flow in life is great in some instances, but in relationships, going with the flow is only good if you both know what flow you're going with. You know what I mean? If you've both agreed, like, this is what we're doing, we're both alive on the same values, we're dating to marry, we want the same things out of life, that's the only time it will work out. Whereas if you don't have that conversation, it's not really going to work, is it? When I actually had a really good relationship a few years ago, that's because I fully loved myself and I was like, oh, you know what, I don't even need a relationship. I wanted to be single, I wanted to stay single at that time, but then this person came into my life and I couldn't stay single because, like, they were my person. And yeah, again, the only reason the relationship ended was because of my issues with myself, I think. So that's how I'm going to reiterate to you how important it is to be fully centered with yourself and in tune with yourself before you find the person that you are meant to meet. And when you're in the relationship, as long as you, I think I've just said this 100 times, but I want to express it, as long as you don't drop things for that person and you continue to be yourself, and you say, you know, like, I need this time to myself, I need my time to journal, I need my time to go out for my walks or go to the gym, I need to do these hobbies, I need to spend time with my friends, don't lose your sense of self. Because when you lose your sense of self, your whole life is focused around them. And they may think they like that at the beginning, but trust me, they won't, because you're just going to be focused on them and then they're going to have no time for themselves, and it's all just going to be one big horrible mess, basically. So I know throughout this video I've mentioned about self-love, so I just wanted to go over just a few things that you can do for self-love. So like I've said many times, solo dates are great. That can be going for a walk, going out to eat. I love shopping, I spend my time going to the gym. I sometimes just like to go for drives, grab a coffee, or even go to Starbucks and just, you know, sit on my laptop, do a few things. I'd say that's more like not really relaxing time, but you know what I mean, just doing something on your own where you can relax and enjoy. And actually I'm going to book my first solo concert soon because no one else wants to go with me. And you know what, I'm kind of glad because I want to experience things on my own, and just, you know, like the time I travelled on my own is when I really realised, like, oh, you can do this, like, you don't need to rely on anyone else. Like, I trusted myself. You only have to, like, book the flights, you've got all the responsibility on you. If anything goes wrong, you've got to rely on yourself. And I kind of I liked it because I felt so much better about myself after. Journaling is very helpful in, like, finding yourself, speaking to yourself, learn how to speak to yourself kindly and what you love, what you don't love, being free and open with yourself. And you can, like, sort of self-reflect, express gratitude for things. And then also another way of self-love is, like, by doing monthly goal setting or weekly goal setting, whatever you want to do. I would, like, maybe only do it monthly because weekly feels like it's putting too much pressure on me and then I get overwhelmed and then I don't do anything. Like I said, just having hobbies as well. So if you do all those things, then hopefully you'll be more in tune with yourself. And then just to say, like, when you are in a relationship, you can still do all of those things, but also it would be good if you know, make time for a date with your partner. And if you're, like, living together, make sure you have the quality time with them each evening for some point. Or if you're in a relationship, then maybe, like, set goals or go through, like, challenges in your life that you want to, like, open up and talk to them about, things you can do to improve the relationship. Just have those, like, sort of open conversations. So I hope that you have taken something positive from this. I know that all of your soulmates are on the way to you, and if you found them already, then that's great. Something I forgot to mention, actually, like, those of you that are in a relationship and you've been watching this video, it's still okay to implement all of this now. Like, as long as you can just sort of have a conversation with your partner and tell them that you know, want to start being kinder to yourself, or you want to do XYZ hobby and you're going to have this time for yourself, and then just sort of plan something you can do on your own, even if it just starts with, like, one small thing. But yeah, it's never too late to do any of these self-love things. It will improve your relationship with your partner. And if they are the kind of person that seems to get jealous or doesn't want you to do things on your own, and doesn't support your self-love journey, then I would say, sad as it is, perhaps they're not the person for you, because my partner is going to be supportive of me no matter what I want to do. Especially they will be supportive if it's something that's going to improve my life and make me happy. So yeah, just some food for thought. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Hope you've gained some knowledge from this video. And yeah, if there's any sort of things you want to discuss or talk about down below, then leave me a nice comment. If you want to just comment on where you are in your self-love journey, any self-love practices that you do, anything at all, can't wait to hear about it, because we are all on this self-love journey together. We've all got so many different ideas that we need to share, so we need to come together as a group. And don't forget to come back to my next video so you can see me again. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.